Hello, welcome to Info Hub. Here's what you need to know for today, Wednesday, July 11, 2018. Guyana could rake in billions from oil revenues, according to an analyst. West Coast Demerara Road Improvement Project completed ahead of schedule. The reduction of maternal mortality, a major focus of the Public Health Ministry. The crime rate is reducing, but more collaboration is needed. And $93 million contract signed for re-establishment of lands and surveys stations. The details of these stories and more right now. Guyana's total take from oil production could reach as much as $100 billion. This was one of many large numbers included in a presentation last evening at Duke Lodge by senior analyst at Rystad Energy, Sonia Boudou. Here are the details from Tiffany Rodias.
Boudou's presentation was facilitated by the Private Sector Commission. She noted if ExxonMobil sanctioned all of its successful wells, the government's take could be quite significant.
If we sum all those revenues, all the government take, so all the royalties and all the profit oil, from that activity under a $70 per barrel oil price, we see that total government income from Guyana upstream activity could be in the region of $100 billion. If we look at that under a $90 per barrel oil price, we expect to see it reaching up to $160 per barrel. $160 billion. And if we look at it under a low oil price scenario, say around $50 per barrel, we expect $50 billion to go to the government over the entire lifespan of these fields if they are all sanctioned.
Boudou added there is significant wealth to be had from Guyana's oil production. As a frontier country, the government take ranks 59 out of 80% when compared to other regions with similar states of maturity.
What we see here is that within this frontier region bucket, we see the average government take here being between 45 and 70%. And Guyana falling at 59% is quite average in that respect.
A fair and average regime acts as an incentive to investors, especially in a high-risk region, Boudou explained.
One main way of getting people to do that is by the government offering fairly favorable fiscal terms. And as you can see, it has been successful in attracting Exxon and its partners into the region and discovering all of these resources.
From 2015 to date, Exxon has made 8 discoveries in the Stabroek Block. Boudou said this is an impressive exploration success rate.
Globally, the exploration success rate is around 35%. And for frontier regions like Guyana, that rate is even lower at 20%. So the rate here in Guyana is quite impressive.
Guyana ranks 12th among countries with high discoveries. It also rates as the highest in terms of offshore oil volumes. The United States comes in second. Rystad Energy is an independent energy consulting service and business intelligence data firm which offers strategy advisory and research products to oil companies, investors, investment banks, and governments. For InfoHub, Tiffany Rogers.
Today, First Lady Mrs. Sandra Granger received a courtesy call from the Chief Executive Officer of Global Seafood Distributors, Mrs. Alison Butters Grant. The two discussed possible areas of collaboration with a special focus on the First Lady's Self-Reliance and Success in Business program. It was the First Lady's work with women and her commitment to their development that piqued the interest of the CEO, and as such, she has indicated an interest in working along with the First Lady on other community projects. West Coast of Demerara Road Improvement Project has been commissioned. The project was funded by the Caribbean Development Bank and the Government of Guyana. Here's that report.
At the ceremony at the De William Tarmac, Minister of Public Infrastructure David Patterson said that the project's completion is evidence of the government's commitment to the development of the country's public infrastructure.
Today's commissioning ceremony of the West Coast of Demerara Highway Road Improvement Project reiterates government's commitment to continued infrastructural development across Guyana at a standard that aims to drive focus beyond routine rehabilitation of roadworks. These modernized features along this 30.7 kilometer West Coast Highway emphasizes the importance of this conduit among regions in providing safe road access to community residents and commuters alike. The completion of the rehabilitation of this road is timely, as the West Coast of Demerara and Region 3 as a whole is a growing hub for continued sectorial development.
Highlighting the important role of construction and public infrastructure in the country was Minister of State Joseph Harmon.
Construction plays a key role in the socio-economic development of any country. It is through construction that vital infrastructure like roads, bridges, and airports are put in place. The government recognizes public infrastructure as a key element in our development, linking our coastland and our hinterland, our rural and urban communities, and enabling us to access our natural resources. This first component of the Fourth Road project has been in existence for 3 years, and you've heard much about that. But I'm advised that due to the existence of this project, a road that had deteriorated badly 3 years ago is now fully refurbished and expanded for the ease of travel and safety of our citizens, especially the people of Region 3.
The West Coast Demerara Road Improvement Project was officially launched on Thursday, March 20, 2014. The project has brought the rehabilitation of 30.7 km of primary roads, school road safety education program with 1,625 students benefiting, general road safety awareness campaigns, 2 West Coast Demerara bridges replaced and rehabilitated, capacity development, additional street lighting, and has had approximately 100,000 primary beneficiaries. Reporting for InfoHub, Stefan Gabriel.
Stakeholders are to benefit soon from continuously operating reference stations as the Guyana Lands and Surveys Commission signs off on the $93 million contract. This network will boost the accuracy of global positioning satellite readings. Commissioner of Lands and Surveys, Trevor Ben, explains in this report.
Such a network, ladies and gentlemen, has application in a wide variety of fields, including surveying, mining, agriculture, and construction, to name a few. It is important to note, however, that this is not a new project. Approximately 7 years ago, the government expended approximately $500 million Guyanese on this network. Sadly, however, it was never put to use.
The $93 million contract signed today with GLNSC's Commissioner Trevor Ben and Peter Headland of Ordnance Survey will see the realization of 8 re-established stations becoming functional. These are located at the Eclipse Falls in Region 1, Supinam Region 2, Georgetown Region 4, New Amsterdam Region 6, Olive Creek Region 7, Lethem Region 9, and Linden Region 10. GLNSC's Commissioner Trevor Ben explains.
This project seeks to establish and sustainably maintain a modern, robust, and accurate national geodetic positioning network for Guyana. The project is envisioned to be highly complex with a specialized blend of technical work to be undertaken. To ensure sustainability, an institutional strengthening and capacity building component has been built into the project.
Minister of State Joseph Harmon said the CORS network's establishment is an important development. He noted that it enables the GLNSC to fulfill one of its mandate's main aspects, which is the execution of geodetic, topographic, hydrographic, and cadastral surveys in relation to Guyana's land and water resources. He added that it will also help to gather information to set targets and indicators and develop sustainable land use policies that are in line with the implementation of Guyana's Green State Development Strategy. Paul McAdam for InfoHub.
Members of Parliament were sensitized on the importance of anti-bribery, corruption, fraud, and money laundering by advisor of the Special Organized Crime Unit, SOCU, Dr. Sam Sitlington. Details in this Tiffany Rojas report.
Advisor to the Special Organized Crime Unit, SOCU, Dr. Sam Sitlington, says good governance mitigates business exploitation.
The importance of showing leadership and responsibility in this regard will give confidence to foreign governments and commercial entities that you are a nation that could do more business with and provide further investment.
Dr. Sitlington pointed out there are levels of corruption ranging from petty to grand. He noted that government must temper negative perceptions by the general public by creating a strong anti-corrupt internal system.
There are 3 areas that could be or should be reinforced: impartiality and transparency, zero tolerance, and communication with the public. Are 3 areas that I think are very, very important, particularly in the policing area in Guyana.
The government has been facilitating ongoing training of investigators to better address issues surrounding corruption and money laundering. There has been slow improvement of the country's efforts to address these challenges, Dr. Sitlington noted. Guyana is a signatory to the United Nations Convention Against Corruption. It ratified the convention in 2008. The government has enacted and is moving to enact more legislation that will tackle bribery, corruption, fraud, and money laundering across sectors. For InfoHub, Tiffany Rogers.
Daddy!
Thanks for staying with us. The reduction of crime has been noted. However, further reduction can be achieved with greater collaboration from the private sector, civil society, and the government. This is the view shared by United States Ambassador Perry Holloway. Crystal Stahl tells us more.
Ambassador Perry Holloway was at the time making remarks at the Guyana Manufacturing and Services Association's annual business luncheon at the Pegasus Hotel. He noted that the crime rate reduced vastly within the past 3 years.
I would say that since I've been in Guyana, I've seen the macro statistics on crime have taken a slight turn for the better in the last 3 years. Not to say there's not a lot of work to be done, not to say that there's not crime going on every day all around us. There is, but it is a long process.
Holloway said while the government has invested large sums into beefing up security, all institutions have to play a role in order to keep crime at an all-time low.
If the government and the people and the private sector and civil society do not want it, all programs are going to fail. It requires political will, but I don't mean that just at the politician level. Everyone's got to decide this is something we want to deal with. We're willing to put our money towards it, our energy towards it, and we're going to build our institutions.
In January, the Guyana Police Force 2017 performance report indicated a significant decrease in crime rates when compared to previous years. The force recorded an 11% decrease in serious crimes in 2017 when compared to 2016. Crystal Stahl for InfoHub.
The drive to reduce maternal mortality remains a major focus of the government and the Ministry of Public Health, says Minister Valda Lawrence. Here's more.
This year, there was a discussion specifically on us putting our resources together to ensure that we come up with a plan, because no woman should be dying in giving life, irrespective of where she is.
In addition, Minister Lawrence said a collaboration between PAHO, WHO, and the Ministry of Public Health for a 3-day workshop with local stakeholders introduced new maternal care methods in this time for what is believed to be the peak season in October to November.
We recognize that most of our deaths are coming from our indigenous sisters, far-flung areas, and the experts, both locally and overseas, we have decided that we are going to use some new methodologies that are out there. So we're going to be purchasing very quickly some new drugs and also some new kits that can be used for compressing and ensuring that the hemorrhage is timed and so on.
According to Minister Lawrence, the workshop at the ROI Resort resulted in the formulation of plans to tackle maternal mortality and mother-to-child transmission of HIV. For InfoHub, Anara Khan.
And in our final report, Guyana Water Incorporated's Managing Director, Dr. Richard Van West Charles, has noted that reports show illegal mining in Madia, which is negatively impacting the town's water distribution. However, efforts are being sought to have the issue resolved and to safeguard against water contamination. More in this report.
The authorities responsible for surveillance against illegal mining in hinterland communities are being called upon to exercise stringent enforcement of the law. This is after GWI received another report of damage to Madia's water supply infrastructure by persons mining illegally.
This is now specifically in the Waterdog area in Madia. And as you saw from the footage, these are willful breaks to have the water washed down for these illegal miners. We are seeking to collaborate with the regional administration, GGMC, and the police. but it's really getting out of control, and we now need the community to be involved in helping to stem this type of illegal activity so that the system can be sustainable and restored to serve the population.
Dr. Van West Charles said breaches of this nature cost up to $2 million to repair and often have not been accounted for in the annual budget. There is only one water supply source to Madhya, and if damaged, the 8,000 population town could be adversely affected for an extended period.
The system operates where water comes through one transmission main from Salbora Creek, which is about 4 to 5 miles away from Madhya town. And this transmission main, if it's broken, the entire Madhya will be affected. So it's necessary for us to maintain it and to keep it functioning at the appropriate pressure as well, because as you have breakages, the pressure will reduce, and then Madhya will not be able to get water at the adequate pressure.
GWI is considering investing in surveillance resources, which will aid in the reduction of damage to the water supply infrastructure. This will also safeguard against the water supply's contamination. For InfoHub, Delicia Haynes.
Today, Croatia marched into the World Cup final with a 2-1 win over England. Croatia will take on France for the World Cup on Sunday. Goodbye.